The PDC World Darts Championship 2025 over 26, traditionally held at the iconic Alexandra Palace in London and affectionately known by fans as Ally Pally, is the biggest and most prestigious darts event of the year. A total of 128 players from all over the world compete for the world title, as well as for glory, records, and unforgettable moments. The opening days of the tournament have already delivered intense matches and unexpected results. In this detailed summary, we look back at everything that happened on day 313 December and day 414 December, including thrilling encounters, standout performances, and key players who progressed to the next round. Day 3, Saturday, 13 December 2025. Day 3 consisted entirely of first-round matches, split across an afternoon and evening session. It was a day that allowed established stars, seasoned veterans, and debutantes alike to make their mark on the tournament, resulting in a compelling mix of routine victories and unexpected moments. Afternoon session, David Davies versus Mario van den Bogerde. The day began with a convincing performance from David Davies, who defeated Mario van den Bogerde 3-0. Winning without dropping a set in the opening round is always impressive, and Davies immediately announced himself as a player to watch. Andrew Gilding versus Cam Crabtree. Experienced Englishman Andrew Gilding secured a 3-1 victory over Cam Crabtree. Although Crabtree managed to take a set, Gilding dominated large parts of the match, with consistent scoring and clinical finishing on the doubles. Luke Woodhouse versus Boris Krikmar. Luke Woodhouse produced a strong display in his 3-1 win over Boris Krikmar. Playing tactically and patiently, Woodhouse gave his opponent few opportunities and comfortably booked his place in the second round. Gary Anderson versus Adam Hunt. One of the standout matches of the afternoon featured two-time world champion Gary Anderson against Adam Hunt. Hunt pushed Anderson hard and claimed a set, but the Scot showed his resilience and experience to edge through with a 3-2 victory. Anderson's comeback underlined his enduring class on the biggest stage. Evening session, Paul Lim versus Jeffrey de Graaf. In one of the most talked about matches of the day, veteran Paul Lim defeated Jeffrey de Graaf 3-1. The former world champion and one of the oldest players in the tournament delivered an inspiring performance that was warmly received by the crowd, a reminder that experience still counts for a great deal at Ally Pally. Wessel Nijman versus Karel Sedlacek. Dutchman Wessel Nijman was highly impressive, cruising to a 3-0 victory over Karel Sedlacek. With solid scoring and excellent doubling, Nijman completely controlled the match and firmly put himself on the radar. Luke Humphries versus Ted Evans. One of the evening's headline fixtures saw world #1 contender Luke Humphries take on Ted Evans. Humphries produced a high average performance and secured a 3-1 win, confirming his place in the second round with authority. Gabriel Clemens versus Alex Spellman. The evening concluded with a dominant 3-0 victory for Gabriel Clemens over Alex Spellman. Clemens used his experience and aggressive approach to give his opponent little room and progressed comfortably. Analysis and atmosphere. Day 3 highlighted the diversity of the field. Young talents, established stars, and veteran players all showcased their qualities. Gary Anderson's comeback, Paul Lim's inspirational win, and strong performances from players such as Nijman and Humphries ensured fans were treated to high-quality darts from the very early stages of the tournament. Day 4, Sunday, 14 December 2025 Vice. Day 4 continued the tournament's momentum with another full schedule of first-round matches, as on Saturday, 4 matches were played in the afternoon session and 4 in the evening. The strong international flavor of the event was particularly evident, along with several surprises that further intensified the electric atmosphere at Alexandra Palace. Afternoon session, Johnny Tata versus Richie Edhouse. The afternoon opened with a comprehensive 3-0 victory for Johnny Tata against Richie Edhouse. Tata played efficiently throughout and gave the experienced Edhouse very little chance to get into the match. Dom Taylor versus Oscar Lukasiak. Dom Taylor showed no signs of nerves as he claimed a 3-0 win over Oscar Lukasiak. Taylor's performance underlined his ability to remain consistent under pressure, placing him in a strong position moving forward. Nitin Kumar versus Richard Veenstra. One of the most notable matches of Day 4 saw Nitin Kumar make history by defeating Richard Veenstra 3-2. 2. The Indian player produced a remarkable performance, particularly given the limited representation of Indian players at this level. Kumar held his nerve in a dramatic 5-set battle to secure a landmark victory. Joe Cullen versus Bradley Brooks. Joe Cullen delivered a dominant display, defeating Bradley Brooks 3-0. With strong averages and a commanding rhythm, Cullen progressed comfortably to the second round and looked every bit a contender to go deep in the tournament. Evening session. Wesley Plazier versus Lucas Wennick. Dutch fans had plenty to celebrate, as Wesley Plazier defeated German debutant Lucas Wennick 3-1. Plazier showcased a balanced combination of precision and mental focus to secure his place in the next round. Darren Beveridge versus Dimitri van den Berg. One of the biggest shocks of the tournament so far came when Darren Beveridge whitewashed Dimitri van den Berg 3-0. The Belgian star struggled throughout and never found a way to counter Beveridge's confident and composed performance. Stephen Bunting versus Sebastian Bielecki. Stephen Bunting was involved in a thrilling encounter against Sebastian Bielecki, eventually edging through with a 3-2 victory. The match went the full distance, with momentum swinging back and forth, but Bunting proved sharper in the decisive moments. James Hurrell versus Stowe Bunce. The evening concluded with James Hurrell claiming a 3-1 win over Stowe Bunce. Hurrell maintained steady, controlled play and consistently applied pressure across the match. Analysis and atmosphere. Day 4 showcased a compelling blend of established names and emerging talent. Nitin Kumar's historic victory, Wesley Plazier's assured performance, and Darren Beveridge's emphatic win over van den Berg stood out as major highlights. Meanwhile, players like Stephen Bunting and James Hurrell demonstrated why they remain dangerous opponents on this stage. Key thematic observations: international reach and diversity. The presence of players from a wide range of countries, including India, the Netherlands, Germany, and many others, underlined the growing global reach of darts. Nitin Kumar's breakthrough win in particular symbolized this international expansion, serving as a moment that resonated far beyond the match itself. Experience versus youth. Veterans such as Gary Anderson and Paul Lim prove that experience remains a crucial factor, even alongside younger talents like Wesley Plazier and Johnny Tata. The interaction between generations continues to make this championship unpredictable and captivating. Pressure and mental strength. 5-set battles, such as Stephen Bunting's match against Sebastian Bielecki, highlighted the importance of mental resilience at this level. In many cases, it is psychological strength rather than pure technical skill that decides who progresses and who exits the tournament early. Conclusion: Day 3 and Day 4. The opening rounds of the 2025 over 26 PDC World Darts Championship delivered emotion, drama, surprises, and outstanding performances. Day 3 featured established stars and eye-catching victories, while Day 4 reinforced the tournament's international dimension and produced several memorable upsets. From dominant displays to unexpected results, these early days have set the stage for a thrilling and highly competitive championship still to unfold.